Go ahead and share my screen. Everyone can see my screen, correct? All right. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Kalen, and then I'll be conducting the training this morning for the travel voucher approval. At any point in time, if you have any questions for me, feel free to interrupt. But we're just basically just going on logging in, getting to the task, um, signing the vouchers, and then where the vouchers are saved on Laserfish. Okay. So first, we need to sign into the cloud account. To get there, we can just easily type in laserfish.com. I just go to the sign in at the top right here. Okay. And then we'll just click on Laserfish Cloud. And that'll take us to our sign in page. We'll put in our account ID. Okay. Now for your organization, everyone has the same account ID. All right. So I'll put in 41. Okay. And you're going to want to put in that username, ID, and password for your account. Okay. For this demo, I am using Wells account. Okay. So now I'm signed into forms. Depending on where you were last, you may sign in at a different point, but you want to get to your task page so you can see all the vouchers that you need to approve. Okay. So if you're not signed in, if you're not on the home page, you just want to go to this menu up here, this cubicle menu on the top right. Open that up, and you have some options here. Okay. So we can go straight to the task, or you can go to the home. From here, we can also go to the repository as well. Okay. I'll go ahead and go to the home here. So this is just the main dashboard of your account. You can see you have, 2 open tasks here, 2 completed, 1 new. Okay. You can see your active tasks here to the left. Okay. So if I want to go to my actual task page to start to approve vouchers, I can click at the top here for the tasks. And then I want to make sure that we're on the My Tasks tab here in the top left. And as you can see, we have our tasks that we need to approve. So these would be the approval vouchers that were submitted that are now ready for approval. Okay. So these are some test ones that I put up here. I'll double click that to open it up. And then here we can see the travel voucher that was submitted. To the right, we have our summary. Okay. So in our summary, just a little bit of information. As you can see, who's the task assigned to, currently Winona. We have a date that is assigned, December 1st. We have our due date. This field is not being put in, but if you want to add a due date, you can just double click it, add in the date here. Okay. Priority, where there's a high priority or a low priority. Okay. And if we had teams, then this would also show a team there, but we're not currently using teams for this approval process. Okay. If we go to action history, we can see everything that was done on this travel voucher. So a user submitted it, went on to completed a task, completed another task. Okay. Now, I was running her as all the approval level, so you'll see that she's done multiple tasks, but this is just a test voucher. Okay. When we go down here, we can see all the information that was filled out by the user. Okay. And then we have our different our travel signatures for each. Only signature that I saw was the travel signature. Okay. Then when it was approved, then it went to the supervisor, and then it went to the area supervisor. Okay. Now, right now, I have this test voucher on the last approval level. Okay. So to approve a voucher, you just click approve here, and this will bring up the required field, the signature field here. Just open that up. You can either type in your signature, or you can draw it in. Okay. So now we just hit sign here. Okay. I can enter any comments here. If you enter comments into the form, the comments will show in the action history. So, for example, it would show to the right for the next person to see, and will show right underneath the last action. Okay. If I hit approve, it will go to the next approver. Okay. So, for example, if this was sitting at the supervisor level, and they signed this and approved, okay, this form would then go on to the area supervisor. Okay. And then so forth. All right. If I was to hit reject here, okay, this will send it back to the previous approver. Okay. So if this was sitting at the supervisor's approval, they rejected this. This would actually delete that travel voucher, and the person who filled out this voucher would have to fill out another form. Okay. But if it was sitting at the area supervisor for approval and the reject button was selected, that will send it back to the supervisors for approval into their task, which then they can look at the travel voucher again and decide if they want to again approve it or fix any errors that may be on the voucher, or they too can also deny it and have the voucher deleted. Okay. So once this voucher has been approved through all the approval levels, so the supervisor, the area supervisor, and I think after that is the department supervisor. Okay. It will then be sent into the laserfish. Okay. I'll go ahead and close that out real quick. Now to get to laserfish, we're just going to click on that same menu again in the top right. And we'll just go to repository 1 here. Click that. So now we're in the laserfish repository. Okay. As you can see, we have laserfish forms travel voucher. We're having these vouchers saved in the laserfish forms folder. So open that up. I'll select travel voucher. Okay. We have early head start and head start. Let's go ahead and select head start. And we have a folder for each approver here. So we have B English, B Fraser, C Howard. Okay. Let's go ahead and select B English here. And then here we have a travel voucher that was submitted and approved. Okay. I'll open this up. We'll be able to see the travel voucher. Okay. All the metadata that's been brought in to the right. We can see it's using the template travel voucher. We have the name, spelled in English, email, start date, end date. Okay. Head start, mileage. All right. We can see all the information here. We can see all the signatures on the voucher. Okay. And that's pretty much it. So are there any questions on approving vouchers, rejecting vouchers, anything like that? Or any questions you may have? Any questions from anyone?
I have one. This is
Okay.
Deborah. I just logged in. I'm late. Sorry, I apologize for that.
Okay.
Um, just the I don't want you to have to start all over. The beginning for is going into to submit a travel voucher. If you can show me a brief of that.
Okay. So, um, so if you have an account, you're able to actually submit a travel voucher from within inside the form. So I'm logged into forms. I just clicked on submit forms, and you can go to this start forms here. But anyone who does not have a forms account will, of course, have to go to the link that's provided. Okay. So here's the start travels vouchers form. If I was to put in just any information here, uh, uh, I'm just putting in anything because a lot of these fields are required fields, so I won't be able to skip past them. Okay. Then you could, of course, add more lines here if you have um, more days that you need to submit.
And this form is on the main website.
So we have so there's a link to this form where anyone can access this form without having a Forms Portal account. Um, I can get you guys that link um, for those who are unable to log into Forms. But if you are able to log into Forms, if you have a Forms account, you can just go to Submit Forms and then click Start, and that will start the process of you submitting a travel voucher. Okay.
The form is on the internal web page.
Mhm. Okay. So after I put in this information, I click Finalize for Submission. Okay. That'll bring up here. If you have any remarks, to be the signature of the traveler. Okay. Then after you just kind of double check this, you see totals, all that stuff is added up. Then you click to submit for approval. I'm not sure if you guys can see that because, okay, there we go. Um, and you just click to submit for approval. Now, um, for some strange reason, this submit for approval button decides not to work. Um, on certain browsers or certain times. So if you're submitting a travel voucher on Chrome, try using Microsoft Edge or try using Firefox. It should work on one of those. Okay. Um, it can be quite frustrating to, why this submit button doesn't work. We don't know if it's because it's maybe a version of the browser that the user is using submitting the form on. But we have figured out that, if you try one of the browsers, it should work. It should work. Um, so yeah, so I apologize for that if you guys run into any of that. But if it doesn't work on Chrome, try Edge. If it doesn't work on Edge, try Microsoft or Firefox, and vice versa on that. Okay. And then once you submit this for approval and it goes through, then it goes to the first level of approval, which would be, let's see, I believe the supervisor. Yeah, so it would go to the supervisor. They would see that travel voucher that was just submitted, and they would sign it, get approved, and then it would go on to the area supervisor and so on until it gets to the director. Once the director approves it, then it's sent into Laserfish. Okay. Any questions on that? Also, I'll cover this too. I noticed a couple of people saying that they were receiving um, travel vouchers that shouldn't have been assigned to them for whatever reason, or maybe missing a signature for whatever reason. If you come to that situation where you're saying, "Hey, um, this travel voucher is missing the supervisor's signature, but I'm an area supervisor and it's currently sitting at my in my task box, but I need to send it back to the supervisor, okay, for approval." Two things: you can either reject it to send it back to the supervisor signature, for example, or let's say you have multiple people who are supervisors, but this task is supposed to be assigned to someone else, okay? You can always reassign the task. So if I was to click right on here, reassign, and over here on the right on the summary, I could select who I want to reassign it to. So I put in the English, username will come up, okay? And I can just hit reassign, and that'll send this travel voucher over to Be English, where she then can approve it, edit it, whatever needs to be done there. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Well, there's no other questions. That'll conclude this training. If you guys come across any other issues or problems with submitting travel vouchers or have any other questions about the process, feel free to reach out to me. I usually respond pretty quickly. And yeah, so thank you all. And I hope you guys all have a blessed day, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.